Hi everyone, this is Adonis Anastasiou, and in this video I'm going to explain to you 5+1 tips on how to make more sales. So let's start with the first tip. The first and more important tip is that you have to make more calls. If you want to make more sales, start by making more calls. Because as you already heard, sales is a numbers game. So the more calls that you're going to make, the more visits you're going to set, the more appointments you're going to get, and the more sales you're going to end up with at the end of the month. So therefore, the first step in increasing your sales, that means you have to make more calls. More calls to either your existing customers or more cold calls to new potential customers. So if you don't increase your calls, if you don't increase your contacts, don't expect to have a great increase in the number of sales that you're going to be generating. So making more calls is the first step to making more sales, because as we said, sales, it's a numbers game. Now, my second tip is that when you're making calls, don't act as a salesperson. You have to act as a consultant, because people, business owners, business people, decision makers, they are bored of answering boring sales pitches and listening to what you're offering, okay? Because most of them, they are not interested. That's why you need to make a lot of calls. Now, how do you turn yourself from a sleazy salesperson into a consultant, a person that they want to talk to? You do that by talking to them, by giving them tips. So if you're selling printers, for example, when you're gonna call them, don't just call them and tell them, we have great printers and I want to set an appointment to show you our great printers. They don't care about your great printers. So give them some tips on how to save money from printing. So even if they don't buy from you, they're gonna listen to you. And if they listen to you, that means they can call you when they're gonna have a need for printer. In our case, when we call potential customers to provide them social media services or social media to inform them about our social media seminars, we give them social media tips about their Facebook, LinkedIn, or general about their social media presence. So people want to hear about our tips, and it's, we're giving them free consultation over the phone. So it's not a sales pitch, it's like a sales tip, okay? And that's gonna help you to go to the next step, which is my third tip: set up more appointments. Because as we said, if you make more calls and you make them with the right way, by giving them information, by giving them value, then you can make more appointments. So the fourth tip is that you have to aim for more appointments, because if you show up, if you go to the office of your client, or if your client comes to your office, then you have a more than 50% chance to close the deal with you, in case they want the deal, okay? So in case they're gonna proceed to buy a product or a service that you're selling, you have 50% more chances than your competitors to set the deal. So making appointments is really, really crucial to the business person. Now, the appointments can be offline, meaning you have to visit them at their office, or it can be online. So you can send online appointments through Zoom meetings, through Skype, or whatever. Because if you have that face-to-face interaction and engagement with your client, you build trust, which is one of the fundamental laws in sales. So making more visits, that's my third tip. Now the fourth tip is that you have to give them more advices, more tips on your visit while you're there at their office. So it's not only about giving them tips while you're talking to them on the phone, it's really important to give them tips while you're there. That's why you can establish yourself as the authority. That's how you establish yourself as a consultant and not just a salesperson. So you can be their consultant, their business partner on the area that you can provide them with solutions, in the area that you can provide them with the best option, okay? And my fifth tip is that you have to prove your claims. You know, it's easy to say that with our printers you can save 30% on ink. And it's another way to prove it with documents, certifications, you know, bring the printer with you and, you know, make a demonstration. It's easy to speak, okay? And that's why people don't trust salespersons, because they just speak and they don't prove stuff. So proving your claims is going to get you to another level. It's going to get you to the level of a consultant, and that's how you can, as we said, build trust and make it easier for you to close the sale. And my last tip is that we have a course, an online course on how to increase your sales, and we call it the Manual of the Greatest Salesperson in the World. It's a step-by-step process where we show you how to set up appointments by cold calling people, or how to call existing customers, or how to receive calls and make the sale, or how to set appointments through cold calling, what to do. So even if you're not doing cold callings, what to do when you're in the presence of a client, when you're visiting their office or when they are visiting their shop, and how to close the deal. So we're going to take you from step A until from A to Z, as we said, so you can make more money in sales. And that system is guaranteed. The results are guaranteed because we tested and we did it not only in our business, but we tried it in many different companies, either selling printers, cars, financial instruments, or whatever you're thinking about. So click the link below to get more information about the course, the Manual of the Greatest Salesman in the World. See you at my next video.